defensive night you guys need? Does it feel clogged in there, or just missing some shots that you'd like to hit? What do you feel like?
It's a good defensive team there. Thought they did a good job after we got out to a good start of keying in on us a little bit, making it crowded in the paint, and weren't really able to convert. I thought the free throw was the difference tonight. The free throw line was a huge disparity there, and they just made everything tough on us. So I would give them a little bit of credit. We definitely got to execute better, and when you want to beat the top teams, you gotta execute at a high level.
You guys, obviously, depending on the night, can be a high foul team. Do you need to find a way to adjust to the whistle, or were the fouls more like you just weren't in the right place at the right time, and that's what happens?
Yeah, I think it's always on us. It's just the nature of it. But I think, yeah, I think it's always on us. We got to find ways to adjust and adapt. Definitely in the third quarter there. I mean, I don't mind. I'll take a fine. I don't really care. I thought, Ben. I thought that most nights, a couple of the, out of the three, there's one or two that just, and it's been like that a couple games in a row. Denver was tough, obviously. You come out tonight, you're competing pretty hard. The third quarter changed the whole dynamic of the game, changed the whole flow of the game. And, most of the refs are trying hard. I like a lot of the refs are trying hard. They're pretty fair. They communicate well. And then you got the other ones who just want to. They come to see the players. And I think we're losing a little bit of the fabric of what the NBA is and was. And it's been disappointing this season. You can look up most of my texts this year have been with Ben Taylor officiating. So at a certain point as a player, you feel it's personal. And it's never a good place to be. That's not why we lost tonight. We got outplayed. But it definitely makes it tougher to overcome.
Without spending too much time on it.
I'm here now.
Was it, did you think, you called it a bullshit tech, did you think you said anything to earn that, or do you think it's whatever, lingering between
I think that there's been certain times this year where I feel our team is getting consumed with the way the whistle's going, especially after the night we just had in Denver, the way that finished. So there's a couple calls early that we all disagree with, and if I say to my team, come on guys, let's keep playing through and that warrants a tech, I think that's a little bit crazy. You know what I mean? I think that like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? And there's a fine line, obviously. I understand that, but I think the jurisdiction and the power trip that we've been on this year with some of our officials in this league is getting out of hand. And I'll take my fine for speaking on it, but it's just ridiculous.
So many times this year you guys have had far more field goal attempts than the other team and still not been able to win. What do you think goes into that? What might be the reason behind that?
I don't know. I'd say sometimes we run out of gas, sometimes miscommunications, tough buckets, momentum swing. They're a good team too, so like you can't, I don't want to take any credit from them, but I do think that sometimes, the lack of focus that we show sometimes is, catching up on us at the end of the games.
What do you mean by lack of focus, in what areas?
Well, sometimes, like at the end of the day, we play, we're a really hard team, and sometimes the ball don't bounce your way all the time and all, but like sometimes it's just, a foul, a tic-tac foul that, we could be in better position or whatever, and, at the end of the day, it start costing us a lot when they're at the free throw line, so.
What's the challenges of playing both Kawhi and Paul George at the same time? They come at you in different ways.
I'd say there's, they attack you from different angles. There's two guys that you always got to be, concerned about. And just knowing that, obviously we know Kawhi a lot of while, but he takes a lot. It's a lot to stop him by himself. So having Paul George there, and then, you have other guys that chip in, it's starting to be a lot of, a lot of coverage and a lot of people to guard. And when you take these two out, then after that you still got three other guys that are just there. They got good shooters, so makes it a little easy, a little harder for us.
Chris, you played a couple of good teams here back to back. Do the Clippers with Kawhi, do they feel like a championship capable team? The record is
Yeah, I mean they've been dealing with injuries and all, so I guess. But you could see, I mean, obviously they got a lot of power, firepower, and Kawhi, a great defender. Paul George could be a good defender. They got Norm coming off the bench. Zubac, a good, center. I mean, you could go down the list of the guys that they have. So they could definitely, make a run for themselves. It's a really good team.
I mean, flip side of that, you kind of already a little bit encouraged. Good showing against Denver, and another strong one tonight, but obviously not enough.
I mean, it doesn't mean anything no more to good showings. I mean, we need to win those games. So good showing don't. What does that do to us? It's still an L at the end, and at the end of the day, it doesn't look as good anymore.
I know it was. It was probably. I mean, it wasn't the greatest defensive effort in the world, but it was pretty good, right? It was pretty good, and I just didn't think again, offensively, we shot made enough. I know at the half, I think we were something like 11 for 31 or 2 from in the paint. Like, not bad shots. They aren't point blankers, but they're pretty good space, 8 to 10, 6 feet. A lot of kind of putbacks that you mentioned, just not going in. I just didn't think we shot made nearly good enough to keep up with them.
That's a nice question, Dean.
Yep.
In the flow of the game, you look at the shots and they don't look like bad ones.
Yeah, there was only, I would say, there was a little stretch. I thought I want to say it was in the third, Doug. I thought we came down and had good shot. We finally started getting it out from the paint to catch and shoot threes, and then we had 2 in a row that I thought were kind of mid-range, not great actions that didn't go, and that it kind of was at. It was kind of back to 5 or 6, and then all of a sudden it was back to like 9 or 11 again after 2, not such good possessions. I mean, we're going to have to take some of those there, but we certainly got to explore and get an action in there too. But, I just think that from in the paint we didn't finish near good enough.
What did you think how you did against George and Leonard? Like, neither of them really got off.
Well, we did pretty good. Mike, I mean, pretty good. I thought we certainly made them work for their 20, right? The only probably complaint I have late is Kawhi got kind of straight line downhill a little bit on us late. That probably, I mean, take those 4 or 5 straight line drives out of there, and then it looks even really good. I think so. Pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good.
They were flirting with the Boulders pretty early in a lot of those quarters. Did you guys adjust well enough to how the game was being called, or you guys got to play differently, or what did you see there?
We weren't getting our money's worth on a lot of those, right? And again, they're probably a little bit of contact there, but I think that no, we probably didn't adjust because it seemed like every quarter we were right back in the same situation, right? And I kind of like the ones where Yak's knocking them down at the end versus the little hand fighting from 16 that gets called continuation. That goes on a lot. But no, that was tough. It was tough. I mean, that's really probably, you look at the 96 to 71 field goal attempts. We don't score enough when we got that many more, right? And then it's 31 to 14 at the free throw line, right? That's pretty tough to overcome.
Can you still be encouraged? It's 2 nights in a row you played really good teams in their arena pretty much to the end.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I thought again we competed, we didn't go away. I thought we created some good shots. I mean, we're just gonna have to, if you're gonna win on the road a little bit like this, if you're gonna give that, I think that's a couple notches above average defensive performance, right? Getting close to it's probably a good defensive performance, right? But you're going to have to make more shots to win a game on the road against a team like that. I mean, they played good. They played hard. They played very, very organized. They had to bring their A game to get that win tonight for sure.